Well, he calls her his best friend, but the girl he's sleeping around with.
How was he involved in the death?
I'm not speaking on that right now. I'm speaking on exposing corruption. I will break down and show y'all all the proof when the time is right. But you must understand, we live in the United States of America. Our military's biggest weakness is when they're fighting on two fronts. Meaning, if our military is fighting in Afghanistan and they're fighting in Iraq, they are weak. That's called fighting on two fronts. Right now, I'm not going to fight on two fronts. I'm not going to spend time trying to prove anything. I'm going to spend time exposing corruption. If I spend time on trying to prove and do this, then that makes me weak because now I'm on two fronts. If my military that represents the United States is weak on two fronts, then what do you think I'm going to be on two fronts? My only job right now is to expose corruption. And thank you, WLKY, for giving me the opportunity, the first news outlet, to put the camera in front of me to expose corruption. Let's get it going.
What are some of the, when we talk about corruption, some of the specific things that while we're being stand that you saw that tell me that there's corruption?
Before I answer your question, let me get something straight, because I don't like being cut off. Carrier Journal. When I'm done with this interview with WLKY, I will answer any and every question that y'all present to me that I feel comfortable with answering. Right now, I owe these people an interview. Let me do my interview with them. Don't ask me another question. Let me do my interview with them. And when I'm done with them, because I owe this to them, because they did me a great favor in exposing what went on with Brett Hankerson. You guys never interviewed me about what happened with Brett Hankerson. They did. I owe everything to these guys right here. Let me handle my interview with them, and then I will gladly step over on that court and interview with y'all. But this is WLKY's court. So you guys go to that court, and I will come over there and interview with y'all when I'm done. Back to WLKY.
So some of the corruption that you've seen, what are some of the specific things that you came across and looking at the evidence of your work that you were doing with Sand that told you that there was corruption? You mentioned Kenneth Walker being in it. Can you talk about any specifics?
I won't go into that. Same thing I just told my man who just asked that question. I am not out to prove anything right now. I'm out to expose corruption. When you guys start making me try to prove something, then you know what? Everybody's brain gets scattered. That's what's wrong with the protesters. Those guys down there at the protesters and those girls down there at the protesters, they can't think. Because how can you think when you're out protesting? How can you find out what's really going on when you're in the streets chanting all type of fucked up chants? The only way that you can find out what's really going on is study what's really going on. I have studied what's really going on. And right now I'm fighting on the one front, that's exposing corruption. After this story takes off and the world finds out that there is corruption, then we can go to the proof. Right now, let's focus on exposing. Exposing.
Well, I understand what you're saying.
Exposing, not proving. Exposing. Exposing.
But we have to talk about what corruption there is. I mean, we can say there's
corruption. The corruption there is, our AG, Daniel Cameron, has all the evidence that I have sitting right there in his email. Breonna Taylor's lawyers, Sam Aguilar, had the ability to do everything that I'm doing right now before the decision was made. Didn't do it. Benjamin Crump, this world phenom, he's a world phenom, fraud, had the ability to do everything that I'm doing. Didn't do it. Why? Corruption. That's what I'm here to expose.
So is it that they didn't release the videos and things prior to the grand jury?
I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me, did they? Did they release them? Do you know of anything that I'm telling y'all about?
I mean, publicly.
Do you know of anything that I'm telling you about?
They released some videos.
Do you know, this is for them. Do you know of anything? If you're not with WLKY, please don't ask me any questions. This is their interview. I owe them the rights, not you, not them. This is WLKY. Back to WLKY. Do you know of anything that I put out? Do you know of anything?
I mean, I've seen the clips of the videos.
Do you know of anything that I put out before I put it out?
Only short.
Do you know of anything that I put out before I put it out?
The only clips that I've seen.
Do you know if it's a yes or no question? Do you know about any of the stuff that I put out before I put it out?
Trying to twist it around. It's a yes or no question.
I don't know who put it out first.
Do you know anything about what I put out before I put it out? If so, you're a part of Team Corruption. Are you a part of Team Corruption? Yes or no? Are you a part of Team Corruption? Yes or no? Are you a part of Team Corruption? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Exactly. So don't ask me anymore. Bottom line, Benjamin Crump, Sam Aguilar, the people, Anita Baker, the people who was representing, Tamika Mallory, all these people who was representing Breonna Taylor is a part of Team Corruption. You mean to tell me that Tamika Mallory is so goddamn smart that she can't figure out what I figured out? She can't ask the questions that I ask? That's why you shouldn't be protesting. If she's not a part of Team Corruption, then she's a part of Team Stupid. Because she's not allowing herself to think and figure out what really happened. Nobody told me what happened. I figured out what happened on my own. You know why? Because I'm part of Team Pay Attention. Not Team go down there and get in front of the cameras and Black Lives Matter. No justice, no peace. Stupidity. I'm part of Team Research. Team Pay Attention. I'm part of this. You see this shirt? I had this shirt custom made. It came off the top of my brain. You see what it reads? I had this shirt made. This is my idea. I had this shirt made. I seen this picture on social media, and then this popped up. Off somebody that I studied. This quote popped up. Off somebody that I studied. James Baldwin. James Baldwin. These protesters want to talk about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They all did it wrong. They all sold us out. James Baldwin. That's who you should study. Margaret Everett. That's who you should study. I've studied these people. Not because a teacher made me study them. Because I did my research. And why can't Tamika Mallory, if she ain't a part of Team Corruption, do her research? Do her research. You got all these people following you, and you stupid as fuck. And excuse my language. All these black leaders are stupid as fuck that's leading Louisville protests. None of them figured out what I did. None. None of them questioned Sam Aguilar. None of them questioned Benjamin Crump. The guy can barely talk, but he's the speaker for the whole protest. And he can barely talk. He can barely talk. Why is he leading us? How in the hell is he going to be doing his research when he's all over the country taking every case and in front of every goddamn news camera? When the hell does he have time to study and eat? You have to eat and you have to study. If you study and you haven't ate, then you're not going to be able to study correctly. When the hell does he have time for dinner? And after you got time for dinner, when do you have time to actually go and study and break down the case? I break down cases. It takes hours. It takes reenactment. It takes everything. Benjamin Crump doesn't do none of that. What Benjamin Crump does, he stands in front of a camera, and you know what he does? He settles behind closed doors and he lived a happy, merry life. And he appears to be for us, but he's never been for us. He's for the money.
I want to talk about the threats that have been leveled against you. Do you feel like people are coming after you because of what you know?
Do I feel like people are coming after me? Can I explain something, folks? I live in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. I bought my house in Shepherdsville, Kentucky because of what LMPD was doing to me. Didn't do my research on Shepherdsville, just seen a beautiful house. The first house I went to go look for was the house that I wanted. The very first house I looked at is the very first house that I bought when I was looking for houses. I never looked at two houses. I looked at one. Didn't do my research on Shepherdsville. Went out to the neighborhood, beautiful neighborhood. Do you know what Shepherdsville, Kentucky is? It's where the biggest Ku Klux Klan concert in the whole United States is. In Shepherdsville. Do I got people coming after me? I got people trying to come after me, but they can't touch me because I'm protected by higher power.
Have people specifically threatened you about...
Have people threatened me? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, they done.
What do you think? I just uncovered the world's biggest corruption that we know of. What do you think?
Can you talk about how they have?
They broke in my house at 5 o'clock this morning. They broke in my house. It's on video. And then they say nobody broke in my house. But ADT called me and said, yes, somebody broke in your house. And it took them 2 minutes to disarm your alarm. They broke in my house. This is WAKY's interview again. I'm sorry. This is no. But hey, first of all, you are out of line. I've already made it clear. You're out of line. Yes, you are. This is not for you. You're out of line. When your question, listen, baby girl. If you want to listen, if you're not letting me talk. You're not letting me talk. I didn't say come down and interview. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Let me handle this. First of all, you're out of line. It ain't got nothing to do with black women. I gave you information yesterday. Hold on. First of all, you're not really on my side. I gave you information yesterday. Did you leak it?
Yes.
Did you leak it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes,
so
I
if you
did.
leaked it, okay.
What the
Can
fuck?
I interview with you afterwards?
Yes.
Can I interview with you afterwards? Go over there. Thank you. WAKY.
Come on,
Thank you.
nephew,
Thank
calm
you.
down. Come on,
Thank
come
you.
on.
Thank you.
Stay
No, I
focused.
gotta handle this.
Stay
Because
focused.
this is what we need. We need to handle
Stay
things.
focused. Stay focused.
Back to WLKY. This is you guys' interview. I owe this to you guys because once again, these people are the only people who stood up for me when those type people said I was crazy.
Yeah.
I've been fighting since 2016. Nobody took me serious except you guys. So I owe it to you guys. Back to WLKY.
Okay, so someone broke into your house this morning.
Yep.
Was anything done, taken? Do you have any idea what they were
Listen,
there for?
I will never, and when I say never, I mean never go back to that house. I watch movies. I am fully aware that when I go back to that house, a bomb can go off and that house will go up. I know because I seen it on camera that the police department was in my house. Went to my house. ADT told me it took them 2 minutes, but they disarmed your alarm.
It's on camera.
They had an instrument where they disarmed my alarm. I would never go back in that house. I would pay somebody to go back in there. I won't. That's why I started my GoFundMe. Please check out my GoFundMe, and I hope y'all heard this part because it's important. Because I'm only working with about 15 to 20,000 of my own money. That runs out quick when you're trying to survive. Please support my GoFundMe because I have to survive. I have to provide a roof over my head and food for the. I have friends that have quit their job to hold guns in the residence that I'm staying in to protect me. It's that serious. Please support my GoFundMe. Yes, people are after me.
So, and you think it was LMPD that was in your house?
Listen, I don't know what LMPD or if it was Shepherdsville PD. Shepherdsville PD never came after me. I will say this. Louisville Metro Police did an illegal raid and they ran into my house and I live in Shepherdsville. That is illegal.
It's on film.
And they're hiding it from you guys.
It's on
They got
film.
my case currently sealed. I got a case going on with Detective Cole Gibson that they're not telling y'all about.
It's on
After
film.
Brett Hankins.
I seen
A
the
Detective Cole Gibson. The detective, the same detective that had Kenneth Walker in handcuffs. They're all corrupt. They all corrupt. Detective Cole Gibson ran in his task force, ran into my house. They was gonna kill me, but I wasn't there. I was at work, which I'm normally at work 17 hours a day out of my life up until this shit started happening. That's all I do is work. Detective Cole Gibson, they ran in my house, and now they're hiding that whole case. It is sealed. Nobody can look at it. No charges, never found nothing in my house. It's sealed. Why is it sealed? It's illegal. Louisville police, not Shepherdsville. Louisville police ran in my house in Shepherdsville. That is illegal, folks. I have a judge that I know personally told me, I looked into what happened to you. Everything they did is illegal. Everything.
So what is the next step going forward? What do you want the public to know beyond? What do you want the next step to be?
Well, the next step, I've done my job. My job is done. My job was exposing corruption. I'm going to give Sam Aguilar the opportunity to show the proof that there was corruption. Because I want Sam to be able to clean up his name. Because I'm of the belief that Sam Aguilar is a good guy, but his life got threatened. So Sam, I look into this camera and I tell you I've done my job. Now it's your job. We was a team. You remember our text message? I said, you're Michael Jordan and I'm Pippen. And you laughed and you said, dude, you're right. We was a team. We was the greatest tag team ever. Me and you. Well, you know what? Scottie Pippen done his job. Sam, I put it on you to be Michael Jordan. You can be the GOAT. I don't want the title. Do your job and prove it how she was murdered. Clear your name. Let them know that you was threatened. Your kids was threatened. Everything that you own was threatened. Do it, Sam. Get big balls, bro. Big balls, Sam. Big balls, Sam. Do it.
Do you plan to continue releasing information?
My job is done. I plan to protect myself now. Protect my family. I have 3 little girls. I plan to protect my girlfriend, her son. I plan to do that. They took her son from us. They said her son is not allowed to be around me when I have no charges. This judge, what's the judge's name, babe? Denise Brown removed her son from my house. Denise Brown removed her son from my house after a raid that they never found anything. All because the kid's father is jealous of me because I actually provided a house for his son. Denise Brown did this to me. They got all the cards stacked against me. They're attacking me for every angle. Me and her relationship, this is my girlfriend. Me and her relationship has been messed up for the last 1.5 years because of what they're doing to us. But we're trying our best to stick together because she's my rock. I'm her rock. But at the same time, they have broken us. Even though we are of the title of a relationship, we are not together. We don't sleep with each other. We don't do anything because we are stressed. We are depressed because they have broken us. But we are still willing to be there for each other. And Denise Brown, just like I'm exposing corruption, I expose you because you are fake. You are phony and you should not be a judge. All of you people are part of Team Corruption. And I'm here to expose all of y'all. All of y'all.
Now, I have to ask, you have obviously had access and been able...
I got everything through Sam Aguilar. But there's a lot of things that I got on my own. And if you go back and pay attention to my Facebook posts, over the last 4 months, people said I was crazy. See, there's something called a confidentiality agreement, right? But here's the thing, I never signed no papers. But I know that that's how it works. If I tell you this, you can't tell nobody. So it was like verbal type thing, right? Well, it wasn't even verbal because I never said I wouldn't tell nobody. But I just knew the information that I had, I can't tell the world. But I tried to make y'all read between the lines. I tried to tell y'all without telling y'all. I contacted Julie 2 weeks ago and told her I wanted to share this stuff too. She told me that y'all can't do it. And I understand because y'all can get sued and there's no proof. And I couldn't release the proof that I had. But I still wanted to tell the truth without telling everything that I knew. I wanted to make y'all read between the lines and make y'all find out on your own. Because each and every last one of y'all have the ability to find out what I found out if y'all pay attention. But so many people busy. Black Lives Matters. Let's go down to Jefferson Square. Woo! Tamika Mallory, Benjamin Crump. Yeah, release the transcripts. Release the transcripts. That's all a distraction to keep you guys from thinking. See, I tried to make y'all think. I'm the Kanye West. I took the Kanye West road. I came off crazy trying to expose information that was going to make you guys really get justice for Breonna. Everything I did was with passion and purpose. Go look at any time I ever spoke before I got in front of these cameras. Passion and purpose. Nothing about me is clout chasing. Only thing I'm chasing is justice for Breonna.
Anything else that we haven't talked about that... She has a question.
I apologize if this sounds impertinent, but if you could, at least maybe 2 or 3 questions that you feel the public needs to ask themselves, the same way you had to ask yourself through your research. Do you know what those 3 questions you would advise people to do?
First question is, ask the EMS, and this might be against OSHA, but I think when it comes to something like this, we should be able to violate OSHA's agreement or whatever they have, whatever that law is. Ask the EMS, was there an exit wound? Because you know what? I seen the EMS report. There was no exit wound. That is the first question. Y'all seen the video, but I want y'all to ask Brett Hankison's boss, because we need to expose his boss. Ask Brett Hankison's boss, did him and Brett Hankison go into that apartment after SWAT left? Also, ask Sam Aguilar, WOKY, in the news, is he ready to stand behind everything that Kendrick Wilson said and give y'all more? Because he has way more. And I don't want to flood y'all with everything. It needs to come from a new mouth now. Sam, it's your time to step up. I've done my Scottie Pippen work. Now you be Michael Jordan.
That's it.
Thank you for your time.
You guys, the newspaper, because it's all misleading. But I appreciate it. I don't know if you shake hands on Kobe, but I appreciate you writing about it. Anybody who's extended their hand or their pencil or the pen into exposing this stuff, I definitely appreciate it, because there's not a lot of people who do this stuff.
Thank you for taking the time to come here. We'll just ask you questions if you feel like you can't answer it or it's not something you want to.
Where's my uncle at?
He's over there.
Go get him. Go get the camera from me, Julia. Turn it on the floor, please. I'm gonna wait, because I know people cut and edit all types of stuff. I want it raw. Alright. I trust you. Sorry for lashing out on you, but I made it very clear that that was your interview. No, I'm sorry.
I know. That's why I stayed. You're not about to happen. You ain't been sleeping.
No, but listen, I just what you didn't do. I'm sorry, but listen, I'm gonna bury you. I'm sorry to in the room and let y'all all know this is for them. I will get to you, I will get to everybody. I promise you. Lawsuit pending against him. A civilian federal lawsuit pending against a cop, which is hard to do. How do you guys not even acknowledge the fact that I was able to pull that off and come interview me personally? How do you guys not do that?
We wrote about it.
No, I don't want you to write about it. Why don't you guys interview me and say, how did you pull this off? Because that's damn near impossible.
Okay, tell us.
Name another person that has a federal lawsuit pending against the police department.
Okay, tell us how you pulled it off.
No, I'm not going to tell y'all now because y'all never ask. But I'm trying to figure out, you guys are journalists. You guys are taught to ask great questions. How in the hell did y'all not come and interview me when I pulled off getting a lawsuit pending against Brett Hankison? How do y'all not come and talk to me? How? Are y'all part of team corruption? Are y'all part of team cover-up? Because last time I checked, y'all did a hell of a story on Breonna's ex-boyfriend. That was Breonna's luggage. But y'all didn't do no hell of a story on Brett Hankison's luggage, which was my case.
Well,
How do you guys... Hit the camera? Oh, okay, let's go.
So, I know there are things that you said you can't talk about, you don't want to talk about.
All right, get in here.
So if we ask you something along that lines, just tell us.
Listen,
and
don't
we'll
ask me if y'all, I promise, I will walk off this interview. If y'all ask me anything that have to do with proving stuff, I'm out. Let's just talk about exposing. I'm fighting on one front right now. The front that I'm fighting on is exposing, not proving. Don't ask me, well, how, and such and such. No, I've already showed y'all that this stuff really exists.
Yeah,
I'm focused on exposing.
We watched that video that had the body cam clips in it.
Yes.
I guess
I'll tell you what, if you guys do great work with the material that I got out now, whoever does the best work with the material that I got out now is going to be the first people that I work with when it comes to proving. But I also want to give Sam Aguilar an opportunity because he knows just as much as I know.
So do you have the whole PIU file?
I don't know. I don't even know what PIU means. No, I'm not a legal. Listen, I don't have a title degree. I don't even know what that means. PIU. What I have is my whole file. I uncovered. I exposed the whole case. I solved the whole case. I got my file in 6 different states and also buried. Yeah, I have my file. The one that they probably broke in my house to get because they know I only operate on paper because I know they can steal everything from a phone. I have my file. Yeah. 6 different states. Go over there. I don't want to this interview.
And I'm trying to be very careful not to cross this line that you said. So if, again, if there's something that
Talk about the material that I already have out.
Okay. So, what made you decide to ultimately start and put this out there a few days ago?
First of all, I've been pushing way before the decision.
Okay.
What made me want to expose it, because I'm trying to get justice for Breonna. That's what the whole country is screaming. That's what the hashtag says. Everybody wants justice, right? I knew I had it. I knew I solved the case. That's what made me do what I want to do. I'm trying to figure out what made you guys take so long to come to me. Because do I really look crazy? I mean, do I really look crazy? Have I really been looking crazy? If I have, just tell me. But I've been doing this for 4 months.
So we've been working with Sam. We talk to him pretty frequently, and I don't think we realized that you were doing work for him. So I guess...
How do you guys, let me ask you guys this. Let me put you on the hot seat. How do you guys realize that I got Brett you of Breonna's accusers and Breonna's luggage and talk about all this stuff about her ex-boyfriends and all that crap, but y'all don't do anything that has to do with Brett Hankerson and LMPD's dirt, which is me. Because last time I checked, Breonna's boyfriend doesn't have a federal case pending against him. Last time I checked, Breonna's dirt. See what I'm saying? They don't want to uncover the truth. Record her walking off. They don't want the truth. Record her walking off, babe. They don't want the truth. Last time I checked, Breonna's boyfriend does not have a Fed case. Last time I checked, Brett Hankerson's luggage, which is me, has a Fed case. Y'all want to talk about possibilities? Let's talk about facts. When it comes to Brett Hankerson, I don't want to talk about what Breonna and them got going on. Y'all want to talk to me about the dirt that I got on Brett Hankerson? Let's go. Let's go. Let's don't write about him. Let's talk to me. Y'all want to ask some questions and we can get live right here? Y'all want to talk to me about how I fucked his girlfriend? Y'all want to talk to me about how I fucked his other friends that he was cool with? Y'all want to talk about how I got all the girls that he want? Y'all want to talk about that? Y'all don't want to expose that, do y'all? Y'all want to talk about the motive? Why he came after me? Because I fucked his girl? How about that?
And that's in the suit.
Okay, fuck what's in the suit. Let's talk about what's in the newspaper. Y'all want to talk about this? Let's talk about the truth. Y'all want to expose all that girl Breonna Taylor's dirt and all the stuff that's going on with her ex-boyfriend. And y'all want to hear, y'all here to get the scoop on that because y'all think I'm going to tell y'all about that. But I'm not. What I'm gonna tell y'all about is these crooked ass cops and this crooked ass media process. All of you motherfuckers is a part of team corruption, and fuck all y'all. I'm done. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I don't know where he's talking
Let's go. Let's go.
about.